What's going on, everybody? It's more Ben the Human plays Vagrus the Riven Realms. Last time we got an orc and an insect man as a companion, or two companions, and I think we're about ready to well, we got some more investigating to do in the city. We need a job, I guess, before I get too ahead of myself and I'm ready to head out into the wasteland. We need something to do out there. We have boys, which is great. If we look at our companions here, I wonder... We even have, insight that we could upgrade to both of them. I almost wonder, though, because I did upgrade my companions in the tutorial, and I think it was helpful, but I also wonder if it wouldn't be useful to, yeet some points. We definitely want some more authority so we can assign both of our companions to deputy roles. That's a given. But why don't we invest in our Vagrus' abilities a little bit here? Definitely want aid. I want to pick up my guy in battle if we can. Let's also increase savvy, pick up a little perceptive, a little charismatic. Now, what else is useful? I want things like persuasion for sure. I'm looking for negotiation skills because I want to lean heavily into that. Survival seems useful as well. Haha, I kind of like lying too. Maybe let's a little arcane lore. I'm kind of all over the place. And then maybe a little strong-minded, a little tough. Maybe baseline on all of our attributes would be good. A little extra in savvy. Okay, I think that's good for now. Maybe it's better to specialize than to go broad, but I like a broad character in D&D, so why not here too? Let's see. Deputies, we have guard captain. Who would be good at a guard captain? These both guys kind of sound like bruisers. We got some discipline. Harvick has the slave driver perk. Gorgoro has the guard captain perk. Marauder does ambush and chase. Maybe Gorgoro guard captain? Oh, we can only do it during camp rest. Okay, so we will do that when we rest. Sorry, I got distracted. As always. As is the case, I often get distracted. Let's see here. So, Civic District we did look around in before. There was a couple places we didn't go, but I don't think we're going to find jobs at the public library. The Undercity is an option. The Market District we kind of looked through, and we didn't really find much. I mean, we got our companions, but I didn't see anything as far as jobs. Why don't we check out the Undercity? We have Harvick with us. We've not heard of an alchemist shop, so we can't go there. Beneath the large main caverns of Torzag's shelter is the maze of tunnels and narrow streets that lacks the civic lights of the city and is thus in perpetual darkness. Locals call it the Undercity. Its notoriety is well-founded. Crime and desperation thrive in the twilight. We could go to a bathhouse, we could visit the pleasure houses, or walk around the lakes. I don't really feel like doing any of those things. What about the Temple District? Although called the Temple District, this part of the city, sprawling over spacious rock terraces in the northwestern section of the gigantic main cavern, houses not only temples and shrines, but government buildings and other offices too. Lit day and night by blazing iron chandeliers, the huge dark buildings loom ominously, reminding one that even below the surface, the gods rule supreme. Chanting echoes down the streets, and acolytes hurry quietly up and down the long lone stairs, carrying with them the scent of incense. We could go to the Grand Mortuary, the Cathedral of Sergorod. We didn't have a great time with the Sergorod people in the last run. Or we could go to the authorities. I don't know what that would accomplish. Let's check out the Grand Mortuary. The Grand Mortuary is a series of tomb-like buildings built upon and into the rock terraces. The main building of this necropolis is a white marble mausoleum with 3 wings. Not the largest Oskul temple of the Empire by far, but still an imposing one. Silent, white-faced novices in dark tunics stand around the plazas and chant holy incantations. This is also the graveyard of the city, at least those with enough coin to purchase a resting place in the maze of tombs below the terraces. If you wish to interact with the Church of Oskul, you are at the right place. We could To ask the priest about our school, I don't really care, to be honest. See what the services are. Provide proof to the church that you've slain undead. We have not done that. Or defy our school. I don't know about that. This is tricky. I'm not finding a lot of opportunities for purchasing things. There's no news to be had. The Civic District, I guess we could go... We could go to the Gardens. I don't think we went there. The Gardens are reputed as a place of tranquility and a rendezvous point for lovers. Are we in the right place? Entering through the arch in its tall stone fence, you can see several people loitering here, most of whom are clearly here for neither tranquility nor love, but look more like some sort of gang members to you. What in the world? Take a walk in the Gardens, talk to the superintendent, or approach the gangs. Do we want to approach the gangs? Why not? The gangs loiter about the central plazas and gazebos of the garden are a little more than an unorganized rabble who watches over the neighborhood or even a set of paths inside Lavinia's changes daily. Most petty coinless nobles, self-proclaimed street artists, small-time criminals, and bogweed junkies make up these gangs. Since they do not belong to any collegium, they do not enjoy their protection, which makes them kinda jumpy, but it also makes them useful when you want to sell certain goods behind the backs of the collegia. The plazas around the once beautiful central fountains are considered neutral territory. You can approach the gangs here about business, though you have to admit the hungry eyes gazing at you from ramshackle dens and other dirty tarps makes you quite uneasy. We don't... Ooh, you could sell bogweed here, which we don't have. But we did in the previous playthrough. Get mushroom beer? Oh. We could get that in the city to the north. Moon dust. Pipe of the old Colorish. Buy the special amphora they used to smuggle goods in, and then finish doing business with the gangs for now. Huh. Well, we'll try to remember the things that they wanted to buy. Bogweed especially. Talk to the superintendent? Living in an overgrown shack at the back of Lavinia's is the superintendent whose task is to look after the garden. A lean fellow with brown wise eyes and a slight overbite, he welcomes you with a smile and a nod. He inquires how he can be of help. You have questions? Leave the shack? Let's ask about questions. Questions, I see, he smiles again. I'm not much of a sage, but I'll do the best I can. Let's ask about the gardens. Oh, this place, he is lost in thought for a few seconds, is old. I guess I like that about it. A lot, actually. They said when Lavinia died, many of her acolytes dispersed to the four winds, trying to outdo each other and their master, really, by embarking on ambitious projects in the vein of what she had been known for doing. One of these students, whose name has been lost to history, founded a garden here of all places, no doubt wanting to demonstrate that fauna can evolve and survive in all but the direst of environments. Needless to say, the powers to be in this city at the time, worshipping dark gods and ruling with an iron fist, did not support these endeavors. Yet the student persisted, and by some of power that was his command, managed to enhance and sustain growth in this cavern. Even to this day, this power remains, so much so, in fact, that one does not have to do much work when it comes to tending the garden. It tends to itself. Huh. Well, alright. I don't know where to get jobs here. Factions? Oh, there are some factions here. Oh, neat. Many settlements have faction panes like this one where you can interact with factions with a presence at the given location. When I was like, I need to find a job for a trade house, I guess I should have looked at this and been like, that makes sense. Each faction provides a variety of tasks you can take on. Tasks are procedurally generated, non-story related objectives you can complete for money and reputation. Cool. You can take on tasks under the available tab. Each has requirements including faction standing tiers and free cargo space. The active tab is where you can turn in tasks, if you are in the right place, or discard them. Be mindful that doing so will result in serious penalties. Makes sense. The Rewards tab lists all the faction standing rewards you can potentially claim. If you are unable to claim rewards if you do not meet the faction standing requirements, or the faction's presence in the settlement is too low for the given reward. Note that you can only claim equipment and gear rewards once. Effects can be reclaimed if you lose them due to losing faction standing, but become eligible for them again later on. In this case, any level of the corresponding faction's presence is sufficient. By default, you can take on one task from a given faction, but a better standing allows you to take on more. Cool. Well, who do we have the highest relationship with? Is it in our journal? Qualities? It doesn't seem like it. Aha! Factions! Factions are organizations you can cooperate with to gain their favor, and with that, rewards and boons. You have a reputation score with each faction that defines your standing with them, indicated in the bottom left corner of each faction icon. Tiers from -5 to +5 are shown on the top left of the icons. By clicking on a faction icon, you can learn more about them. Alright, we have -5 with the Carpenters. Not great. 7, 8... 41 with the Loaders Guild, that's right, because we got Harvick. Church of Oskul, unknown faction is -12. Well, sorry for pissing you off. Let's see. Okay, so the Loaders Guild is good. House of Darius is also really high. I can't remember if that's the one we started with. If we did the job for them, or if we started with some of that from our background. Do you have any tasks? Why would we? We haven't taken any yet. Okay, cool. House Darius, and then the what was the other one called? I have the shortest memory in the history of man. It was the Loaders Guild. That's right. So the Urn and the Trident are the two. Close this. Close this. So Trident is here. Is the Urn here? There's a little bit of earning. I don't know why that made me laugh so much. Okay, we want to go to that city to the north, so we want to go to Devon. Let's see if anybody's going to Devon. And if it was our Trident people, that would be awesome. Near Kernak. We'd have to go back to Kernak. Gross. Abduct for House Darius. Distribute for House Darius. The Auguros Work Camp. That is to the right of Devon. Not exactly what we want. So these people are going to Devon, but we don't have enough standing. Or we don't have enough cargo space, actually. We need 4 cargo space. Interesting. And honestly, we need more supplies to be able to get to Devon. So let's go to Torzag Shelter. Let's grab some supplies. 9 days. How far away is Devon again? Oops, wrong map. Here we go. So Devon is 11 to 15 days. It's so far away. So we need more space, or more supplies. We have 12 days. We have 16 days. But we only have 1 space. We could get extra storage. +7 to beast cargo. Beast cargo? Does that mean we get 7 squares? Or does that mean it's like a +7? Oh, we already have extra storage. Shoot. Never mind. And it's definitely not +7 spaces. It must be related to what our Beast of Burden has on it. We could try the Manzio. We could try to buy a Beast of Burden, but that would be so much of our money. Boy, oh boy. We could get rid of our Outriders. What does that do as far as... What does that give us? 1, 2... That gives us no more. Alright, never mind. More Outriders. Getting another Beast of Burden sounds really useful, but it would take so much of our money. And I'm really afraid that if we try to go all in on this, it would give us 65 cargo value. How much does a mount give us? It only gives us 7. No wonder it's not a big difference. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Let's do it. Let's try it. If it goes horribly wrong, it goes horribly wrong and we start over. But we have 4 now. So we could actually... Let's go check out the factions here. Oh, our reputation tier is too low. Lower than task level 0 out of 2. Alright, we could go to Lumen, which is not super far away. Distribute for House Aquo. I don't know what that means, but... Are you going to explain what this is? Deliver 40 ivory to Lumen. Okay, we have 2 free cargo slots. We could do that. We could go to Devon with this, but we don't have the reputation for that. Okay, cool. I understand. We could procure goods. That seems harder. And the Crimson Gate is further away than the last one. I'm learning. I hope you're learning too. And then we escort the Church of Sirgarad. And where is Arkin? Arkin's not super far away. Wouldn't be terrible, but it's only 4 silver. I think I want to try this one for House Aquo. Deliver 40 ivory to Lumen. We get +6 standing, and we get 11 silver, which is a lot of money. Failed delivery compensation. If it's not delivered in 21 days, the whole cargo is deemed lost and has to be reimbursed. Okay. And you have to pay for missing cargo upon delivery per missing unit of ivory. Okay, cool. So we have 14 days to do this. Let's take this one. Now, the question is, well, we don't have a ton of money. But the question is, do we want to buy anything to try and take with us? I think not, because I don't know what they want there. It would just be a crapshoot. Maybe it would be good, maybe it would be bad. But I think we'll just stick with this for now. Trudge to the city gates. You approach the mighty gates of Torzag Shelter. One can see the scorching desert sky loom beyond the cruel black battlements. As the Comitatus takes its place in the long line at the vast gate, you notice a lean woman dressed in a bureaucrat's tunic and a cape approach one of your guards and talk to him briefly. They walk up to you soon afterwards. Apologies, Vagrus, the woman says, bowing her head politely. I work for the Magistrate of Tax Collection. No need to be alarmed. I'm here to present you with an opportunity. Oh, no! What? Aren't we going to Arkin? I think we are. Correct? No, we're going to Lumen. Is it Arkin's in the opposite direction? I guess we'll see. One of the ones wanted me to go to Arkin. It's not the one I picked. Apologies, Vagrus. Okay, no need to be alarmed. I present you an opportunity. I have a message attached to some documents that need to be delivered to Arkin to a client of ours. Should you take the message, you'll be compensated upon handing it over. What say you? She offers you a leather document case. Take the document case and promise to deliver it. Do not take the documents. The bureaucrat has to find someone else. I would love to know what you're gonna pay me and like what the time frame is. Actually, Arkin's super close now that we see this. Or at least relatively close. Like, how far is Arkin? I can't click on it. Why can I click on distribute? Because I haven't been to Arkin? I know how far Devon is. Well, based on Devon being 11 to 15 days away, I'm gonna guess this is like 5. With no knowledge whatsoever. But let's try it. Let's take the documents. It's not super far away. We could go there and then go left and reach both of our journeys. We have plenty of food for both. So, let's do it. Thank you, Vagrus. I'm sure it'll be worth your time. Our client is a very resourceful man who works for a researcher of some renown. He awaits the message in the town of Arkin, to the north, where he rents a small apartment above a tobacco shop on Siltwaite Street. His name is Levantius. Do we have to remember all this? I hope to God we don't. Quick. Arkin, we're going to Arkin. Small apartment above a tobacco shop, Siltwaite Street, Levantius. Good lord. If we get to there and they're like, go to Saltwater Street instead of Siltwaite Street, and we give it to a man named Lavernius, and they're like, you gave it to the wrong guy, I'm gonna be peeved. With that, she hands over the leather case, bows her head, and takes her leave. You can see her approach the guards, talk to them briefly, and point at you and then walk away. After storing the case with your personal belongings, you signal the Comitatus to move towards the city gate. I hope... Oh, the guards usher you through without inspection. For a horrible moment, I thought she had set me up. Okay. Alright, so we need to go north. So we go around and then up. Go through Orskar. The other thing we could try to do is follow the road and then around. That's a long way around. Maybe we just try to gun. Let's try to gun it straight towards Arkin. So let's move here. Can we? Not available, so we have to wait. That is totally fine. Let's camp. Now, before I forget, assign deputies. You be guardman. Why can't you be guardman? Can you be guardman? Do you not have the slave driver perk? You do have the perk, right? Let's see. Perks? Where are perks? Oh, I see. Okay. Good to know. And then if we look at... Well, darn. Now I wish I hadn't spent all my money, or all my insight on my own stuff. Oh, well, live and learn. And then you do have guard captain. Okay, cool. So next time we have enough insight to upgrade you guys. What is it? We need 4 insight. So 4 insight will, or 8, you know, ideally, we'll upgrade Gorgoro to get guard captain, and then we'll get Harvek here to have slave driver, and then we can assign both of them to deputy roles, which should be good for everybody. So let's post guards like normal. What do we got? That would take vigor. I'd rather keep a hold of our vigor and hold on to our nutrition. So keep everything copacetic and continue onward. Now, can we kind of... We have to go a little further left before we go north. So why don't we go here and then start heading north. Like that. Okay. And then... That does take our vigor. So why don't we, instead of resting, can we send out our scouts? Oh, we have... Well, ah, shoot. Good to know. We should get another scout next time we're in a place that has scouts. Because we can't scout without more than 3, apparently. I'm learning something every day. We'll just have to waste the 1. That's fine. 1 movement. And then we'll keep on trucking. Alright, we are due south of Arkin now, so let's head up. Camp. And now you guys can head out. It's a 37% chance to find stuff, so... Hey, it was a success for 38, not terrible. I'm kind of impressed. Alright, so Arkin is not too far now. We could go 4, 7. Let's do it. And then this will be... Is this a 2, 3, 3? Or a 2, 3, 4? Which we wouldn't have enough movement for, but we'll find out. That'll take our vigor, so let's hold on to that. End day. Do. Getting close. Oh, I forgot about that ability. Cool. Well, actually, we're still a day out from Arkin, so let's rest. I gotta remember I have that ability, because not turning our march points into movement points is just a waste. So, let's see. We still only have 1 movement. That's going to take vigor, so let's not do that. End day, and then go to Arkin. Enter. Cool! Alright, we can drop off our mission. Travelers, merchants, patrols, and the like move around sluggishly. This is a cool city, by the way. Move around sluggishly as you approach the settlement. While some of them are just loitering, maybe waiting for something or just merely resting, yet one group stands out. At the side of the road, you can see a handful of scantily clad people surrounded by men in dark robes. Oh, no. Screams can be heard. There's clearly violence going on, but the rest of the travelers just walk by without paying attention. Upon getting closer, you assess the situation. The men wearing black are without a doubt priests of Sergorod, who are in the process of mercilessly whipping the poor wretches who appear to be slaves. Yee. The angry rants of the priests make it clear this is a punishment for some offense. Maybe an escape attempt? Blood soils the dust, and the Sergorodites are obviously taking grim pleasure in their brutal work. Offer to buy the slaves. Try fleeing the slaves by choice. By force? This looks like fun. No, absolutely not. Stop the comitatus and observe the situation. Harvick gained loyalty. Gorgoro lost loyalty. You stop the comitatus and take in the site. It is not pretty, but the dealings of Sergeridites with slaves and offenders to imperial law seldom are. At first glance, the whole affair appears to be one big, bloody, chaotic mess, with the priests swinging their whips with fierce indiscrimination, almost as if in a frenzy, but after a little while it becomes obvious that there is a malignant method to it. Sergeridites sure know how to deal out punishment in the most effective way. You look at your crew. You suddenly catch eyes of your own slaves, widened in terror as they watch. Well, here's a memory to recall should they consider disobedience or mutiny. Yikes! After a while, you decide you've seen enough and give the order for the comitatus to proceed. And still the priests go on about their bloody work. Continue your journey. We gain way more obedience, we lose some abolitionist loyalty, and Gorgoro lost some more loyalty. Well, good to know that he is anti-slave mistreatment. Which is understandable. I'm not pro-slave mistreatment either. The thing that's dangerous in this game is the Sergeridites have a lot of power, and I feel like if I piss them off, they are just going to end me. So, we made it to Arkin. Nestled beneath the thicket of rock pillars called the Arcurus Forest, the imperial town of Arkin is constantly beaten by wind and engulfed in fine dust from the jagged waste. However unforgivable, though, its surroundings are, the settlement's inhabitants thrive thanks to the Earth's abundant bounty: marble, limestone, granite, and shale. Artists and artisans carve the precious stones in their workshops and warehouses ceaselessly behind the town's stilt-laden walls, under the watchful eyes of the praetor. Interesting. So we can go find Levantius the Unburdened. We will definitely do that. The Trail of the Beast. Look for the monster stalking the vicinity of Arkin. That sounds like not my deal. And then the Constant Sculptor. Visit the shop of Thotmus. Explore the city. We could, I was wondering if we could buy like a bunch of marble. You can indeed. Interesting. Let's look at our price thing here. Where's marble at? Marble? No marble? Was nobody buying marble in the other city? Apparently not. This is it. This is interesting though. Having the price data is fascinating to me. So let's just kind of quickly compare here. It doesn't look like there's a lot of profit to be had by buying stuff in Arkin and taking it to Torzag's shelter, which kind of makes sense considering we're really close by. If anybody wanted to buy, do that run, it would be very easy. So I guess you have to be comparing the buy price here to the sell price here, and that definitely makes it not worth it. So yeah, we'll skip all that. Maybe we can pick up some like carved stuff from this sculptor guy, but let's check in with Levantius the Burdened at his place in Siltwade Street. Siltwade Street dozes sleepily under the hot daytime sun, fragrant with the sharp, bitter odor of tobacco and bogweed sold by a multitude of vendors here. As you make your way to the three-storied white building where Levantius dwells, you are offered all kinds of bassy, incense, reefers, pipes, hookahs, and the like, material and accessories for the connoisseurs of recreational smoking. You dismiss the merchants. You are here for a different reason. Well, come back. We could talk bogweed, maybe? Enter the lodging house where Levantius resides. The ground floor of the building is occupied by yet another tobacco shop, the owner of which simultaneously serves as the landlord for a handful of tiny rooms she rents out for those who look for a long-term, yet temporary stay in Arkin. The Tarkian woman doesn't seem to care too much for confidentiality, for the safety or privacy of her guests, as she immediately and without question points you to the upmost floor when you ask for Levantius. She's not running a spy ring. Of course she'll tell me where he is. Ascending a ladder, you come to what is basically the rooftop, covered by a large tent and rickety septums to add a few more bedrooms to the building, quote-unquote. One of the more spacious ones, you find a young, dark-haired, slender fellow, dressed in a tunic, wearing half-moon glasses, and bent over a shaky desk he has improvised from small crates, a traveling chest, and various ledgers. Need neither smoke nor food, nor wine nor women, he mutters without looking at you as he hears you enter, busy with his calculations. Not now, not later, not ever. I'm sure I already mentioned that. I'm told you might need this, you say, waving the letter you were given to deliver. Straight from the magistrate of tax collection in Torzag shelter. If you are Levantius, that is. That seems to pique his interest. The young man looks at you, his face suggesting sharp wit, his eyes probing. I am, he replies. I am indeed. And you are? You introduce yourself and hand him the letter. Finally, things do seem to move along. What an utterly unexpected surprise, he mumbles to himself. Ah, and thank you. He unfolds the letter and starts to read immediately. Then, without looking up, he adds absently, Pleased to meet you, of course. Then within an instant he seems to forget you're even there. At first he reads eagerly, but after a few moments an expression of jaded disappointment appears on his face. Splendid. Just splendid, he sighs and goes on sputtering. Now there's the imperial bureaucracy in full swing as I know it. Reliably incompetent as ever. Good job, you cretins. Top of the line indeed. Would you encountered a Slarad bull during mating season and you demonstrably clear your throat. Levantius looks at you up once again, slightly irritated. You're still here, he says matter of fact. Was there something you wanted? Then he remembers. But of course I am to pay you that fee for delivery. Forgive me. It's just that I have a lot on my mind, and this piece of moronic writing certainly didn't help diminish any of it. But that's not your fault, is it now? After some rummaging, he finds a coin and gives it to you. Thank you again. You've certainly traveled far to bring this to me. Well, not really, but sure. Then a thought seems to cross his mind. Say, friend, he continues when he examines you pensively, am I right to assume you are quite a traveler? You and Levantius nod at the same time as he is answering his own question. Of course, he says. Would you care to take me with you as a passenger? In case you have plans to visit Lumen anytime soon. Do we ever? Would you, for a more than fair compensation, of course. As it turns out, he waves at the letter he just received from you. I must leave Arkin earlier than expected and return to my employer. Tell him only if the price is right. Tell him that you are willing to do it. Tell him you are not planning to travel to Lumen anytime soon. Tell him only if the price is right. We're going there, but he doesn't need to know that. Levantius relaxes a bit before sputtering on. Good, thank you. At least that's one problem out of my way. I shall give you an advance for your troubles right now. The rest you will receive from my employer, Mistress Candake, as soon as we arrive. Just let me gather my things and cancel my stay here with that weed-breathing hag downstairs. I promise not to be a burden. We leave Siltwade Street along with Levantius. Ooh, we got some money in the process. Not a ton, but it's something. Alright, cool. Well, let's pause there. Good time to pause the episode with Levantius in tow. We'll take him to Lumen, of course, but before we head out, we'll talk to the sculptor, or the constant sculptor here. I want to see if we can get any art to try and sell to other people. But as always, thanks for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. And if you want to see more, of my other videos, do subscribe to the channel. We got ones coming out every day, basically. So I would love to see more people subscribe. Other than that, if you had a good one, I hope you see you in the next one and have a good time. Bye, everybody.